So our focus, what really keeps us awake when I wake up in the morning that drives my day, protection of members' funds.
So what I see going forward for the next 10 years is an organization that is efficient, that is creating value for the benefits. Efficiency meaning when I contribute, I must be guaranteed that 20 years from now, 30 years from now, when I retire, my money will be there. And ensuring that the monies that I contribute are invested in assets that will make my money grow. Not just putting in 1 shilling, and 20 years you're paid 1 shilling. When I put in 1 shilling, I should be paid 100 shillings at the end of 30 years. And that's the objective, and that's efficiency.
I think to the customer out there, who might not even think they are a customer because you ride a boda, you are in the garden, you don't even have anything to your name, Ubra will find you wherever you are and will look after you because it's their mandate to look after you in retirement. And they can only look after you in retirement if you avail yourself now. And all they want to do for you is to make sure that when you hang up your boots, when I hang up this jacket in retirement, Ubra wants me to live a fulfilled life, a life bereft of poverty, a life of joy and happiness. And Ubra works with people and different entities to deliver that. As service providers, I think we'd want to say congratulations again, Ubra. We feel the heat sometimes, but we are ready for the task.
As we celebrate, let's also remember that there are those who are not yet part of the saving culture, and we find ways of bringing them forward. I wish you a happy celebration.
As we celebrate 10 years of service protecting retirement benefits in this country, allow me to thank the Board of Directors of Uganda Retirement Benefits Regulatory Authority. You have been very instrumental and very focused. Allow me also to thank the staff and management of UBRA. You have supported the cause. Allow me also to thank my predecessors, the first interim CEO, Mr. Moses Bekavio, the Chief Executive Officer, my immediate predecessor, Mr. Bonyi David Nyakondi, the government of Uganda who have supported us, providing us with all the resources that we need from the day UBRA started up to now, the regulated entities, the stakeholders, the fund managers, the custodians, the administrators. Without you, we would not be talking of structures of governance in this market. And of course, the members who are saving, who have trusted us, who have continuously saved with the different schemes. Allow me to assure you that as we deliberate on this direction for the next years of service, at UBRA, we shall continue to protect your retirement benefits. May God bless you. May God bless your families. May God bless our country, Uganda. Let us celebrate as we thank God.
To present to you
KCCA has taken a number of steps to address this sanitation challenge, which include, but not limited to the following: the setup,
wise man once said, "The future has a name, and its name is hope. A tiny flicker of light that feeds on hope is enough to shatter any shield of darkness." At Mandulus, we really believe that.
It is the Creative Industry Talk. My name is Eddie Okela, and this is House of Talent Television, live from the capital city of Kampala to the rest of the world. And of course, we'd like to welcome all of you guys from all across the world to the program that gives you an insight into creativity, creative thinking, and marketing and communication, and understanding how things are done. Music, art, and culture is all fused in this one show. And of course, coming up on the show today for the second time, part 2, is the one and only Latif Kasumba Madoi Salif, the man of the Militati and many other titles, the man who makes, a shirt or a trouser in just 3 minutes. He has done it all across the world. He's been on different stages all across the world. And today, we are joined by a very, very special man on the show. The man who makes, the live on stage fashion very interesting for everyone across the world. The man who makes the fashion of Latif comes to life. The man who plays the guitar. The one and only, Jaja is in the building. Latif and Jaja, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
Jaja, how are you? How are you doing?
I'm okay, sir.
You're good?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, and Latif, how are you doing today?
I'm feeling great.
Feeling great?
Yes.
Well, I would like to welcome you gentlemen to the program today, and of course the Creative Industry Talk, as we left it last week. Was a great show. We enjoyed ourselves, discussed some really serious stuff. And today, back on the show, we're talking about a Ugandan fashion on the global stage. A Ugandan fashion on the global stage. Part 2. Oh, yes. Part 1 was last week, and Latif is here. We're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about the Latif Academy. We're going to talk about Latif. We're going to talk about how he does the live on stage. But first, we want Jaja to sample for us that song that is always the great thing. Jaja, take it away from us. Come on.
Oh, kamanjulire omusajja design latifu eyakuguka mu kutunga you know I know mujjukire mu mwaka 2023 Lucky Dube bwe yajja wano Latifu ono ye yatunga ekyambalo kirungi Lucky Dube omugenzi mwe yayimbira bwe yaveeyo yagenda mu ggwanga ery'e Niger gye yawangula awaadi mu kutunga bwe yaveeyo yafuna sikaala nagenda e Bufalansa gye yakugukira mu fasoni ne dizayini bwe yaveeyo yatandika Latifu Academy ng'esomesa fasoni ne dizayini teyakoma ku ebyo nayiya Rasmansi nga lwe lunaku olw'abarasita mu nsi yonna twali tuli awo bwe yagenda eyo mu Amerika gye yatungira mu bbanga ngali mu nnyonyi kati azze wano atulage ku bipya by'alinawo Latifu tunga Latifu tunga.
Ladies and gentlemen, the son of Jaja.
Yeah, man.
Come on. Wow. Isn't that nice to have a creative industry talk where we bring talent live on stage in the studio, where we begin the show with a very great sound. Latif, how does this make you feel, like having Jaja do this kind of thing when Jaja is singing a beautiful sound coming out of Kampala?
Well, it's one of those motivating elements
Yeah.
when I'm doing stuff on stage.
Wow.
So music has always been my inspiration and one of my motivational elements when I'm performing, when I'm working, even when I'm working at school. Wherever I am, some music is playing. I love music with great lyrics, strong messages, you know, basically music that affects positively to, you know, society.
Wow.
Yeah.
I want to talk to Jaja. How are you doing? And how do you get full names of Jaja, first of all?
Actually, Jaja Master Kaya, the man that you seeing right here on my right hand, is the music teacher. Jaja Master. He has a lot of respect to his name. That's Jaja for you.
Wow.
And he teaches instruments. He also teaches vocals. Awandika, you know, he writes all his music. Naye Atira is sharing skills with me, as I'm also sharing skills with him.
Wow.
Yes.
Well, we want to welcome everybody from all across the world to the program today, and we want to talk to Jaja, and we want to talk to Latif as well about the journey of taking the Ugandan, you know, fashion to the global stage. We talk about the fashion out of Uganda. Do Ugandans have a fashion? Do we have a fashion? Yes. Do we have some people been doing some great stuff? Yes. Santa Azo is one of those people taking, you know, the Ugandan fashion to the world stage. We've got Stella Tal taking that, you know, to the stage. We've got Latif here doing it at a whole different level altogether. We've got Senson, who is doing it at a whole different level. These are talented, creative Ugandan people. And we've got Jaja taking the sound on the stage. The beautiful sound of Uganda. You know, you're gonna have to share this with your cousin, your grandfather, your grandmother, you know, everybody in the family to be part of this. So I want you to share this video far and wide. is live, and of course we want to talk to these guys about Ugandan fashion. I want to start with Jaja. Jaja, let's talk about you. The first time Latif told you that, you know, come and join me and we do this together, what came into your mind and how did you feel like?
Anyway, I feel it better.
Yeah.
I felt better. Let me say, I'm not fluent in English.
Yeah. No, Uganda Uganda.
Playing in Uganda better than English.
Yes.
Nze Jaja Master Kaya okuva ku Reggae Embassy. Nga ndi musomesa tugabana obukugu ne banange obanga mbeti mu ngeri y'ekirasta.
Yes.
Kubanga
One love.
Yes. One love.
Yes.
Nali musanyufu nnyo.
Yeah.
Latifu yansinkana nakasero ewa muganda wange Jaja Kalanda.
Yeah.
Yansinkana nina gitaawo nga njikusunamu nanyumirwa kyenkola olw'okuba nga ayagala nnyo abantu abalina talent.
Yes.
Nansiima era yampa ekirabo kya nusu 15,000.
Yes.
N'agamba nti musajja gwe ekyo kikusaana kubanga siise bulungi mu nsawo naye ettaano ezo tozindegera. Nangulira n'ebyokulyawo nampa n'ebibala mu nkole y'ekirasita. Ne ngamba ye naye musajja ono alabika musajja mulungi nnyo. N'atandika okujjangayo nga nsikiriza okugenda ku Reggae Embassy. Reggae Embassy yali ddaawo kazo nga okutte ku kikubo ekyejjakana.
Yes.
Kala Latifu nanjagala paka lwe yampita nenzija ku Rasmus.
Yes.
Bwe najja ku Rasmus nagamba nti sijja kudda nakasero. Nentandika okubeera ne Latifu.
Yes.
Paka nakakati.
Yes.
So ekibuuzo ky'ombuuzizza nawulira ntya.
Yes.
Nawulira essanyu era terikomanga paka nakakati.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Latif, yes, tell us more. You've heard what Jaja said. I want to say to somebody who has not gotten Jaja in English and in Uganda very well from all across. There are people watching this show all in the US, in the UK, in Canada, in Sweden, and in Denmark, all across the world, in Kenya, in Rwanda, in Tanzania.
Yeah.
I mean, what Jaja just said, I asked Jaja a question, how did it feel like the very first time Latif called you to come and join him on the show? And he said that he felt very good, he felt, I mean, just take us through that experience when you first called Jaja.
Oh yeah, actually we have a brother, you know, brothers in black.
Yeah.
Rasta Jaja Kalanda in Akasero. And that's where I met Jaja Kaya.
Yeah.
So to me, the way he was playing guitar, it sounded very unique. And I love unique things, because I mean there are many guitarists around. But I loved him from day one.
Yeah.
And this is what I do. Whenever I find someone with a talent, I want to support them in any way. Abayimbi bangi benkoledde engoye. If I had the money, nandiguze copies zaabwe in a way to support them. Naye olwokubanga sometimes I find it easy for me to support you clothing wise, because musicians love clothing, and that's why I interested him to come and start, you know, learning how to make shirts and pants, because he needs to change all the time.
Yeah.
In our platforms like this, all the time appearing on stage, TV. You know, so I gave him that idea, Nimugamba, come, let's share the skills. I have a musical feel. You can teach me how to play. Actually, he has taught my son. He plays guitar, is very good, and keyboard. And Mutabani wa Papa CD made him this shirt. Because he's teaching him guitar, how to play guitar. So I was teaching him how to make a shirt, Mutabani wa Papa CD. Then the piece that remained, Nimugamba, why don't you make for your teacher a shirt? And the kid just bought the idea right away.
And this is done right here in Uganda, what Jaja is wearing right now?
Yesterday in Kawanda. This is Papa Sidi's son.
Yeah, who made the shirt?
Yeah, he's 13 years.
Wow.
He made this shirt for Jaja.
It's called Ryan.
Because he teaches him how to play guitar.
Wow.
So it's the same thing that I do. I can support you in terms of fashion, clothing. Wedding, to support you on your wedding. Maybe to make you a changing wear or a gown or something like that.
Wow.
So, because Fetugamba at our school share the talent. What you have, you really don't have to have too much to
give out.
Yes. share what you have. Cholina, it's just too much. It's just that you don't know that what you have is just too much.
Yes.
But people think when you give, we're going to losing everything. No, it's not the way like that.
Wow.
So that's how I met Jaja. Jaja is a humble man. I mean, you can just the way he talks, the way he plays guitar, his lyrics, you can easily identify that this is a very humble person.
Yeah.
So netukwatagana bulungi nnyo up to now. We formed a band. He has his band is called Sweet Band.
Yeah.
Because he plays sweet music. That's what he calls his band. So until now, netutunulia, how can we use fashion and music, you know, to create something that can positively, you know, change the society. So that's how we came up with the song Kitenji Party. We were thinking people with different thoughts, people with different beliefs, people with different cultures can come together in one party. As Africans, because we have a print that is called Kitenji, that brings all Africans together.
Wow.
So our people power, our movement, Africans, Kenyans, Nigerians, West Africans, South Africans, we can all come in one unity in a party wearing Kitenji with an identity, which is Kitenji. And that's the essence of the song.
Wow. Yeah. Well, thank you very much, Latif, and thank you very much, Jaji. We're going to have to take that song. We want to listen to that song. We're going to take a break. We want to listen to that song, and we want to hear the composition of the Kitenge music done by Jaja and, of course, Latif right here. It is playing on every stage where these guys go to, and they're going to play it again. Coronavirus came and slowed down things. This is the Creative Industry Talk, where we get to discuss everything about creativity, culture, cross-cultural learning for peace building is what we're saying here. Cross-cultural learning for peace building. Please, I repeat that word. Cross-cultural learning for peace building is what we're talking about here. And of course, we're talking about a Ugandan fashion on a global stage. Do you have a fashion? Is your fashion making it to the global stage? Latif is going to take us through on this part 2 of the interview. Stay right there on the Kitenge Party. Let's have that party and enjoy it as we go for a coffee break. This is the Creative Industry Break.
Mary Jane Mama. Dene stressi mungi nga ne covid yansalako ebizibu byetagisa sente nyingi onyumirwa kayimba kano omuswayiri agamba nti furuta bangi nzijukira demu wange nakayaga erinnya ly'ezzungu ye Mary Jane oyo yambererawo nambudabuda mu nnaku ne mu ssanyu mu ghetto Nemosite Alibani Alivawa Alinzija kumwana muwala ono Mary Jane Mary Marijuana Babiloni banda babubi mugeto nemosite Mary Jane mwagala zemulabanga eddagala
Reggae Embassy Uganda Africa Unite in Kitenji wear
abakyala mwena abasimatuka korona naddala bali erudde eri muno sirandani kyembakutira kiri kimu butefubagiza wadde embeera za korona bangi zatutagula kakati tuve mayumba bitenje pate yine sonze bumale atenga tetusanidde ddala kugisubwa mwani yabagamba okwambala engoye z'emivumba tujja kwambala bitenji byokka designer latifu Uganda omurasita owakabye yatonga mu nnyonyi wamakwesa mulembaga Maliki Jeni ne Hawa abo basibi banviyalo tujja kuba nabo Anifa wa makeup Mariamu yedikoletako ne Pofini ebyokulya bingi nnyo ebyekifirika Madamu Sala Soshi ebitaddemu omukono Olivia Kasarini n'alima Makamaka manyingo owulira kuluno twambala ebitenji byokka kuluno twambala ebitenji
African culture tengeza festival mukitenji pate tubeera twolina ebifo kabeera ketalo kwokuza Madamu Sala promota kyasinze namemwe London mu North London abatuuse batumiddeko nabeyuna ekitenji mwenna kambagoneko omwana wa mwali omuko yalemeddeko kwokuza Popini oba Mary Latifu yaliko amanya yese nobito mu by'omuntu omutamu akulukuta ennyukuta apangira ddala ebitamu nimwe ebifati mu mpisa nakwata ku kalamu mpulira amaganda zenagambunye ebifo abitegeka Latifu madoyi designer bwatandika okutunga baba temumuwona betwesala bitenje byokka temutulaba
Welcome back from that break. This is the Creative Industry Talk. My name is Eddie Okela. On this very fine day where we're talking about creativity, Ugandan fashion on a global stage. And of course, we want to understand this whole thing about, Ugandan on a global stage and how we're taking the fashion to the global stage. Of course, I see some of your comments here coming and people are saying, I love that gentleman, I love Jaja, I love Latif. Can we hear some more from Jaja? Of course, Jaja is going to play for us that song, Kitenge. You've heard it, the sound, beautiful, and we're going to dive into how Kitenge is going to make it to the world stage as planned by Latif Shah.
Abamina bakyala mwena naddala bali erudde eri mu North London kyembakutira kiri kimu butekubagiza wadde embeera za korona bangi zatutagula kakati tuve mu mayumba kitenji pate yine ensonze bumale ate nga tetusaanidde ddala kugisuwa mwani yabagamba okwambala engoye z'emivumba tujja kwambala bitenji byokka designer Latifu Uganda omurasita owakabye yatunga mu nnyonyi Maliki Jeni ne Hawa abo basibi banviryalo tujja kuba nabo Anifa wa makeup Mariamu yedikoletako ne Pofini ebyokulya bingi nnyo ebyekifirika Madamu Sala Shoshi ebitaddemu omukono Olivia Kasarini n'alima Makamaka manyinga owulira kuluno twambala ebitenji byokka kuluno twambala bitenji byokka.
Yeah, you heard it right there coming from Jaja. That's a sound beautiful coming from Uganda. Come on, guys, you're gonna share this out. You're gonna make this look really beautiful.
Yes,
let's talk about the fashion now.
Yes.
Jaja has given us such a very beautiful sound on stage, and he's giving us this. We are going to wear all the kitenge on the party. And nobody has ever made kitenge sound so cool like this. Let's talk about it. What is the motivation behind this fashion?
We really care. Yes. That's one thing. We really care.
Yeah.
And we hope this song is going to support also other tailors and designers.
Yeah, okay.
Because we are trying to make people, we are trying to create an awareness that let's embrace our own. Let's wear our own. We can see the taxes are so high right now, importing clothes from China and everywhere. But let's embrace our own. That way we are supporting the industry and we are developing a country. Because we are creating many jobs for tailors and also designers who are going to become so prominent, you know. So this song is basically to interest the people, the community, that let's embrace our own. Make an order from a designer, your nearest designer. It's not just ours. It's a song for everybody.
Yeah.
You know, so if you're in the industry, take advantage, share the song, let the people. We want to make a very beautiful video for this song. That's why we are taking our time.
Yeah.
We want to interest the people so people can support their industry right here. So that way we are developing our nation.
Talking about it, Latif, a lot of time we think that tailors have low self-esteem.
Yes.
Because they are not always brought out to the forefront.
That's right.
Of the trailers.
That's
but the cloth I'm wearing is made by tailor.
By
the shirt
tailor.
I'm wearing is made by tailor. The clothes I'm wearing is made by tailor. The shirt you're wearing is made by tailor. I'm just learning today that a 13-year-old made this for Jaja right here, Jaja Kaya. I mean, how do we get the tailors to actually begin to believe in themselves that, yes, I'm the one who makes Okila look good, and therefore I'm important in a society, and I can take my craft and my art and then spread love across the world? How
You're
do we
very
do
right.
This, having done this on a world stage yourself?
You're very right. Yeah. And I'm doing everything possible, basically to lift their self-esteem. One thing, you've seen me make clothes on plane and on also other platforms. I'm taking a sewing machine where you rarely think you can make clothes from. But trust me, clothing is everywhere. Even when you go to shower, there's clothing. Even when you go to bed, there's a type of clothing. Wherever you go, clothing. Clothing or designers, fashion supports music 99%. Because before you even
in fact,
come out,
should be giving us a sound to support this one.
Exactly, you know. Because before you
give us some beds so we can continue with this. Yes.
Before you start thinking or planning your concert, you're starting to think, how am I going to appear on a concert? How am I going to appear on a show like this? How am I going to appear? You get a point. Everywhere there's clothing. So people must now start knowing that clothing is very important in society. Clothing is commercial. People, when you make clothes, you can make money. You can make business out of clothing. And now, DIT, that's the reason why DIT is coming in. Because we've tried to create this awareness that the designers or the tailors must be supported in this industry. And also other stakeholders. Because being a fashion president, I'm not just talking about designers being a designer, but all the industry I'm talking about. The people who supply us machines, we have Kiembe, people, Kiembe sewing machines. We have the people supplying us with fabrics. We have people teaching. We need journalists, people who can talk right about fashion, present nice pictures, not the pictures that people aim at, you know, taking knickers for the models. That's not what we are looking at. We are trying to address it nicely and properly. So the reason why I'm doing that, abantu basobola okwekiririzamu that, hey, guno mulimu gwa beeyi. DIT has already assessed us and many other centers that have been put outside there for people, the tailors who are already skilled, to go and be assessed so they can be accredited. If you have good thoughts, maybe you have a birowozo ebirungi you want to table in the parliament, you can as well be able to stand as a parliamentary, as an MP. You get a point. But before, luli babade batuita omutunzi. Bubatunzi. You know, like minimizing. When you fail exams, try okutunga. It's not for failures. This is for really genuine people with brains, because there's a lot of mathematics, there's so much geometry, statistics in clothing. Come on, you cannot fail elsewhere and think you're going to try. Try it, decide. Also, we want to produce really skilled people in the field. Abantu abatuufu abateekeddwa okukola omulimu guno. People who qualify with ethics, people who qualify as professionals, people to qualify with skills and also credentials. So you have a whole package right there to lobby for offices, you know. So omulimu guno sigwa beyi dondolo, mulimu gwa tendo. Yes.
Wow. Wow, you've heard it coming up from Latif. This is a creative industry talk, and of course we're talking to Latif right here, and of course Latif Design, Latif Academy, and Latif, the man who makes a shirt in 3 minutes on a plane. That's something totally very different. And of course Jaja, I want to ask you a question. You know, you are now on the world stage. You have been traveling with Latif, going for fashion, golabanga, wangambe ibintu katibita nika ekyuse omulembe gwo gwakyuka ddala sawa zino tuliko. Is that the right word?
Yes.
Yes. So Dad, I want you to share that bit with us. How does it feel like when you now, the first time you jump on the plane with Latif to go, if at all it has already happened, or even in a bus to go on another stage somewhere? How did it make you feel like while you were young?
Buli wentuuse ne Latif wonna mpulira bulungi era mmanyi nti Katonda yakiteekateeka tubeere na Latif. Ensonga lwaki nayiyayo kalirikisaawo katono akagamba nti omuyimbi n'omutunzi basomesa erudda babasanyusa kaya ne Latifu katusomese gwanga lino yi o u yi o u akati jangu osome oyige fashoni komola tunda fona sente.
Wow, come on everybody, give it up for Jaja. Wow, Jaja. Huh? Yeah. Let's talk about Jaja. Have you been out of Uganda with Latif?
No.
Have you been anywhere in all the stages?
Yeah, two of the stages in Nyinji, Zakavi, Chronics, Busy Signal, Chameleon, Bobby Wine. Two of the stages on top concerts in Uganda. Now, I show as we speak right now, we are being advertised already for Uganda independence in the UK. The North Ugandan community in the UK is organizing a get-together event for the people of Uganda. You know, corona. So they have an independence event which is going to have a fashion show. But myself and Jaja Kaya will be there representing as well. Most of all, together because we are trying to bring up the kids in the UK. They are too much into computer and everything. They have not tested the real thing. So we want to take the real thing to them.
Wow. Yeah. This is going to be Jaja's first travel with you to the UK world stage. Jaja, how are you feeling right now?
I feel nice.
Can you share? What are you looking for when you get to the UK and when you jump on the plane and you go there with the music, with the guitar? What are you looking forward to?
Ndowooza Katonda ajja kubanga ayise mu Latifu okuntuusa ku ddaala lye nalina mu kirooto kyange. Lye nali nsuubira.
Kati okutuuka eyo, when you reach there, what do you want to see?
Okusookera ddala njagala kulaba ku bannayuganda abaliyo. Ekyokubiri kulaba abazungu baatuleka batya okubeera mu mbeera erowoozesa omuddugavu yenna nti ye tasobola. Era obuyimba bwange njagala bugende nnyo sayidi awo nga bulaga nti omuddugavu naye asobola ate ye muntu omutuufu ali original.
So to add on that, the event being organized by the North Ugandan community in the UK, together with UGFX, that is the Uganda Fashion Expo. We know, myself getting an internship, to do my internship in Paris, and arts residence in Paris, Chambi Kulo Wongo, I realized that everybody needs something like this. People have to get out of Uganda, look at the international platforms, tap into international markets. That way, to borrowing ideas and let's do things. When you come to my school, my design, I copied it from Norway. It was a theater. So only when you come to school to witness that, and with time when it's done, because the school is still under construction. But I mean, we need to borrow these ideas. We need to copy good things and bring them back home. When we are so much here, we do not know what people are doing outside there. So UGFX is right there. I did my photo shoot in Hollywood because I know there are also models here who don't even ever they start modeling until they retire. They have not tested an international stage runway. You get the point. So those are the reasons why UGFX is in place. On that event, we are planning also to have people who want to go look out for, technological machinery, because fashion is into technology right now. The way machines make clothes, we need that back home because the industry is now growing. We must now start eyeing towards that direction.
Wow.
Machines, materials, and things like that.
Wow.
Yes.
Latif, just before we go for a break, together with Jaja, I want everybody out there to share your comment, kisses and disses. We want to hear from you. What do you think about Jaja and Latif joining together, music, fashion coming together to basically bring you an experience on stage? Nobody wants to wear clothes that they don't feel good in, or owned, and nobody wants to wear clothes that don't look good on them. Neither do you want to get yourself in a certain shape that when you wear clothes you don't look good in. You become very what I call uncomfortable, and you are not. You're not confident in yourself. And the tailor makes this possible for you. But the musician brings the love, it brings the spirit out of you, and you feel good about it. And Jaja is telling us his story. He's going to jump on a plane for the first time going to the UK. How do you expect?
I just wanted to add on something like simple, small on that, because why the music comes in, because the music sells so rapid. That's why you see in America, the musicians eventually get into clothing, because they already put their names out there, therefore the brands will sell easily. So this is why we are coming into, in conjunction with the musicians. That's why I address Bobby Wine. His platforms are wide, Chameleon, his platforms are wide, the Kenzos. When you dress an artist, a big artist like that, Rema, you share the same platform. Whoever sees the outfit, and if they are interested in the outfit, they will be, who made Chameleon's overall? Who made Rema's dress? There's a very great designer here, my former student, Diana. She made the dress for Rema, you remember? Those are my former students. We have Ipigogo, former Miss Uganda, Monica Kasiate. She's so proud. She's a former student of Latif Academy. These are all designers who are making great designs.
Wow.
Yes.
And so for everyone who's watching the show, we want to, want you to share this far and wide. And I'm particularly very thrilled that this is the journey of a Ugandan fashion on a global stage. Latif has been doing it. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, Latif, Jaja, Kaya, and myself are going to be talking about how it feels like when you're on that global stage. When we're talking about global stage, we're not talking about widest stage. We're talking about not just Kigali stage. We're talking about jumping thousands of miles in London, in Paris, in the UK, in the US, where you see a Ugandan on that stage, running, doing the runway. Stella Tala has been doing it, and of course Santa and Zoe has been doing it, Latif is doing it, Senson is doing it, but these guys are unsung heroes. We don't know them. People are not looking up to them, but these are guys who are taking our fashion to the rest of the world. Can we define our fashion and take it to the world, Latif? We'll be right back after the break.
If you create a space which enables people to think and thrive, that's a bonus. Before I started working officially, I used to do a lot of freelance work. And as a young freelancer, my laptop was on my back. And I didn't have an internet connection. I didn't have an office desk. It was difficult for me to work at home. So what I did is I would go and sit in a restaurant, buy some tea or breakfast, and ask for a Wi-Fi password. And then I would sit there and have my breakfast slowly, as I did my work, and I sent work to clients and everything, But before long, it would be lunchtime, and they would
be forced to eat also.
They would bring you lunch menu. You see what I mean? So when you find a space where people can come and sit, and pay for a full day.
10,000, I'm told.
Yes, you see, that is creativity. Because the owner of this building or the owner of this space knows that people, there's a certain segment of the market that can't afford to rent a premises per square meter or 10 square meters or 100 square meters and pay monthly and bring their own furniture, their own internet connection, carpeting, light and everything, a working bathroom, and then lunch for staff members. So they think about it creatively and they say, how many people can this space take? 100 people per day. Okay, good. If each of those people pays 10,000 per day, and they come and have access to the internet and a nice chair and a desk and a good environment where they can concentrate and deliver. That is brilliant. That is creativity in the workplace.
it helps you become the trendsetter. You know, humankind is set in a way that they will always have a thing for the pioneer of things.
Yeah.
So we see it, if you think about these big corporations we see in Uganda and how they advertise and the different promotions they bring, you will somehow the target market will always have the pioneer front of mind. So for me, creativity, that is how important it is, because you will get the masters, you will be an A-lister on the papers. But if you do not know how to channel, because there's not one company in the arts or in business, as we know it, there's not a company that hires more than 10 people, and all of them are not creative. There is always creativity in a company.
Mwani yabagamba okwambala engoye z'ebivumba tujja kwambala bitengi byokka designer latifu Uganda omurasita owakabye yatonga mu nnyonyi wamakwesa lulembaga.
Welcome back to the program. This is the Creative Industry Talk. My name is Eddie Okela. In the studio is Latif Madoi Kasumba, who is a fashion designer and of course, you know, a man who is turning around life of giving out skills to people, life of skilling people into another level altogether. And of course, Jaja Kaya was a musician. Jaja, take it away. You know, we are Ugandans, but we never understand some of the beautiful things Uganda have. I want Jaja to just give us the sound of oh Uganda, may God uphold. Let's go for it. Yes, everybody, check it out. Wow. Please go, Jaja. One more time.
East Africa.
Yes, that's the East African sound. Let's check it out. Wow, watu wote wa Tanzania, Uganda, Kenya,
Mambo
Tanzania, mambo vipi?
Tankbovu,
Yes.
Busy Beach. I'm coming actually
Salam.
talking about East Africa, Tanzania. We have a student from Latif Academy. He is the only person who qualified to you know, present at Swahili Fashion Week.
Wow.
In Dar es Salaam. So we shall be going to give him support as well.
Wow.
Kamau Al Issa, we are very proud of you.
Wow.
Yes.
Jaja, let's talk about that sound.
Yeah.
When you're playing this thing, what do you feel like from a musician point of view? when you're playing this sound, when you're playing Uganda national anthem, when you're playing the Buganda national anthem, I mean the Buganda anthem, you're playing the East African anthem, how do you feel like as a musician?
That is, I feel my country, I feel my blood, motherland. That is the only way how I can identify my country to people musically.
Wow. I want to chokere ko mu Uganda abantu bategere bulungi.
Bwembanga nkuba obuyimba obwo.
Yeah.
Mpuliranga yengeri gye nnyinza okukozesa engalo zange. Nendaga nga soogedde kigambo kyonna ne mpuliranga ensi yange nsobodde ojjanjula eri abantu bonna ne bagitegeera bulungi okugirayo ddala ekifaananyi ekiraga nti music osobola okuyisaamu obubaka bwonna omuntu n'ategeera newankubadde nga toyogedde.
Music is message.
Music is message. Well, thank you so much, Jaja. Latif, let's go back to you know, the one thing about going on the world stage.
Yes.
I know we talked about this, but I want to talk about the Ugandan fashion on world stage. Every time you go on those trips and you're on the runway and you know world stage, and you're doing these things, what do you say about Uganda and what do you tell people about our fashion? And do they really buy our fashion? Do they wear our fashion? I've seen some people wearing Uganda flag shirt, Uganda flag looking nice. What do people say about us when you go on these things?
Actually, they embrace it so well. Because first of all, we have very beautiful colors.
Yes.
The Uganda national colors.
Yeah.
And the flag itself at large. And you see, during my act, I always wrap the models that I'm going to dress in Ugandan colors and also freedom colors. So that way the comments are always, oh wow, beautiful colors. So you can see the people love it. And that's the only way I can create awareness that you see what I'm doing is so UG. So if you want to see this and more, simply come to Uganda. So we are also adding a stone, you know, to the tourist industry. And that's why we also set up the Reggae Embassy, because this is where we display all the Ugandan culture and the Rastafarians' lifestyle. The clothing, the music, and also to see so much more, you know, Yeah.
Well, I want to just read a few comments coming from people up there. Frank Tugume says, thank you very much. You know, welcome to the Creative Industry Show, where creativity is explored to the greatest heights. Thank you very much, Frank. And of course, Serugo Matthias says, greeting to Salif Kasumba Madoi, and of course, Jakana and Jokolera. Thank you very much seeing you guys on the show. I want to read the comments coming from Sweden. This person says, Edio Killer, thank you very much for the show. I always look up to this show every Tuesday. I'm looking forward to seeing the Creative Industry Talk coming. I think this is a very good platform for us. And being a Ugandan living and working in Sweden, this makes me proud to see that Ugandans are beginning to, you know, do things at a different level. Shout out to that guy, Jaja. The sound is beautiful, and I look forward to seeing Jaja on a world stage. I should make it from Sweden to London when Jaja is London. So Jaja, abantu
abo Scandinavia, abali Sweden, because we have our people right there. Amsterdam, definitely, Denmark. Mwena mubeyo ngawe UK bwejango tuwagira in the show. When we have shows in Sweden and everywhere, they always come and support us. So guys, simply get your tickets right now. Independence 9th, North London.
Yes. And then so Jaja, I want to just talk to you, Latif. The sound of Jaja, when you go on the stage with this sound, I'm now looking at the future. You said we're going to the global stage with Kitenge, and you want to put Kitenge on the platform for people to actually feel beauty. I mean, happy about it. We've seen the West Africa and the North Africa, you know, where Kitenge, and we're very proud about it. Ghana is leading that process of putting it so beautifully.
The Ankara,
yes, Ankara from Ghana.
You've got the Sheki from Ethiopia.
From Ethiopia, they've got the Senegalese who feel very proud about their sound. Now, Uganda.
I've actually, I already did an identity for Ugandan fashion. And that's what I even talked about it in the other part 1. And that is Lucky Collection. Lucky Collection is Latif Kikoi fashion collection. That you always find at least a piece of kikoi, you know, to create identity that this is a Ugandan-made outfit, because kikoi is our identity as Ugandans. Yeah. So we must also embrace kikoi, but putting together kikoi and kitenji, it's all African. Okay. But because kitenji has been like global, even when you go to the States, everybody's like, Latif, when are you coming? I need a kitenji shirt. I need a kitenji skirt, things like that. So kitenji is already out there, which is already Africans. We must embrace it. But, you know, to give it an identity that this is Ugandan, we must, you know, embrace Ekikoi.
Wow. Yeah. So how is it going to be unique that when I see it from a distance, I know that that's Uganda? Yeah. I mean, because when I see it from afar, I see Senegal. I see it from far, I see Dakar. I see it from far, I see...
You get to know that this is Ethiopia.
Ethiopia. This is
South Africa.
South Africa. This is, they've done it so well, but you're coming up with one and saying you're taking us up there. How is it going to look like when I see it?
One thing, it's going to be unique. The moment you say a very unique outfit, just know that's from Uganda. It's done by his uniqueness. Senior intelligent Rasta Salif. So one thing, one identity, it's going to be unique. When you see something, I was in Paris, and because my label Latif Designs the Animiste label. Animiste label is unmistakable label. Even if I didn't label my shirts, but my hats, because I have my own custom-made patterns. One time I lost contact with the person I was supposed to meet in Paris in a very huge mall. Oh man, and I couldn't get in touch now. I was already lost. But this person had already been addressed that, when you meet Latif, he has unique hats, he has unique patterns. So I decided just to walk around the mall, and this person just stopped me. Are you Latif? And I'm like, how did you get to know me? And he's like, I was told that you have very unique hats, and I identified you because of your hat. So it's unmistakable, unmistakable label. For one thing, it's supposed to be unique. It has to take it anywhere. So let's do it that way. Okay. Let's make it creative and unique stuff.
Latif, I want to go to the fashion that you've been talking about. When you said unique, but somebody wrote to us last week and says we need to brand the Ugandan product going out. Are you working to work with some really serious marketers, brand developers, product developers to package your product and make sure that when it goes out there, it is made in Uganda, seen in Uganda? Are you working with some marketing and creative people who want you to, sort of bring this communication together, or is something that you're developing?
Well, I'm dreaming to have something like that. I hadn't started on that, but I think I need it. Okay. And truly I need it. So if there's someone out there who can do it professionally, like I mentioned in one interview, I don't know how to leave the school, how to leave my legacy so it can be protected. For example, I would love to have my school protected in a way that it stays for life. If it's the government, but sometimes I don't trust the government because the government sells its own parastatals. But otherwise, I would hand over my school to the government, to govern it. So it stays for life, so they protect the aims, the goals and everything. So it goes on and on and on to benefit the rest. But if there's someone out there who can do real branding, because I'm looking out, to something like that, it would pain me, if I died and I didn't have my dreams come true, if I didn't realize my dreams. But if there are people who are out there who want to support us, we started a campaign building our own schools. We really believe that we can build our own schools, even without external support, let's say foreign funds. We have a campaign building our own schools and the nation. By building our own schools, we believe we are building a nation. That way, we are collecting 1,000 shilling from each person, which is something So if you have 1,000 shilling, we are targeting 1 million people every, let's say, 3 years. 1 million people, because 1 million people providing us 1,000, that is 1 billion. My school in Dibaliya, it only needs 1 billion. So we want to build a school in Eastern, let's say in Mbale, Soroti. We want to build a school in Northern region, let's say Gulu or Arua, wherever, Pakwach. We want to build a school in Western, maybe in Barara or Kasese, Fort Potro. We want to build a school that is going to, help, because we've tested it. Myself, I've tested it, it works. it's the skills that are feeding me to take care of others and myself. Yeah, so support our cause, building our own schools, and nation support us with just 1,000 shilling.
Wow.
We are targeting 1 million people every three years. Like that, when we come to your office, to all ukumi na yo sobola gamamba wadde million. If you have kids, osobola gamba ne abaana bange buli omu muweredde yo lukumi. It's something, you know, very small, but at the end of the day, we want to engage the people. Baberenga ba following a project yabwe efaanana etya. Latif azimbye essomero because I already started that. Nze nawaye nyumba yange. I was building my own house. Nengamba, no, I don't need to sleep. I need to work and I need to live something, you know. Like Lucky Dube yagamba, Rastas never die. Omurasta tafa nga alina kye yaleka. Naye osobola okuzikirira nga toyina kye waleka ku nsi.
Thank you very much, Latif. I want to go to Jaja. Jaja, the inspiration behind your music, what inspired you to write your songs the way you write? You know, and now that you are in the fashion space with Latif, you know, music and clothes, you're wearing a kitenge that is made from a very young man as an appreciation to you as a teacher. And, you know, want to just share with us, what is the inspiration behind your music? And also going forward, is this marriage between music and fashion going to change the way you write your songs?
Of course. Nsuubira nti bigenda kukyusa nnyo society mu nsi. Abantu balina okukitegeera nti buli muntu Katonda yamuwa ekitone. Bw'akikozesa obulungi yempeera. Eri mu Bayibuli baziyita talanta. Era bagamba nti eyafuna n'agiziika oyo tagenda kubeera na mugabo gonna gwafuna eri Katonda we. Kinsanyusa nnyo okubeera nga ninawe ntuuse. Abantu ne bagamba nti bambi jjajja Kaaya tumwenyumiririzaamu. Nsaba Mukama Katonda ateeke omukisa mu mbeera eyo abantu bafunemu ate bafunemu ekyokuyiga nabo talanta zaabwe baziggyeyo. Kyensuubira nti mbulamu obujja mu maaso Katonda asobole okubeera nga ampa empeera abantu bonna mpozi gye bandiyagalizza era nabo bagifune okuva ku kusoma kwe banjigiddeko mu ebyo byenkoze. Neyanziza ekibuuzo ky'ombuuzizza.
Kale ssebo kakati kyenjagala kumanya Jaja naye abantu bonna abalaba ino show from all over the place. There are so many people all across the world, those who speak English, those who speak Spanish, the French, you know, there's so many people. And parents, okuva dda nnyo, music was not something that parents looked at as a way of life. But you are here seated, you are about to jump on a plane to go to London at your age now, you have children. Would you encourage parents to allow children to do music as a way of living, as a parent?
Era abazadde bonna mbassaamu obuvunaanyizibwa okuleeta abaana mu Latifa Academy kubanga ffe twasoose okulaba ekitangaala eri ensi. Okusookera ddala amawanga gali ge tulowooza nti gaatuleka. Ensomesa gye tusomesaamu ku Latifa Academy yo gye gaatulekeramu. Kati omuzadde nga Mukama akuwadde omukisa n'obeera ku mpewo kuno n'otulengera, beera nga otumiddwa ababaka bamalayika ne bakuwa amawulire agagenda okukufunyisa miliyoni ne miliyoni za sente. Leeta omwana mu Latifa Academy we wali ekituufu. Bw'aba alina ekitone eky'okuyimba ng'omulaba ayimbayimba, ng'omulaba akuba ebikerekere, muleete ayige ekyo kyennyini Katonda kye yamuwa mwe muli omukisa gwe.
Wow. Yeah. In other words, the parents should encourage their support their kids. Once you see a kid doing something, for me it is try to discover something, his most interests, then support him and encourage him, you know, because you never know. If I was discouraged, I was somehow discouraged by my sister in the UK actually. She's the one organizing. She's a promoter, Latifa. Sarah, she's in the UK. Era abali London yawo, she's the new promoter, actually for Ugandan industry, entertainment industry. Latifa jakuba kutoka kesawa, you know. If you have a special talent, she's looking out for those special talents. She used to, you know, blame me, you know, stitching with the hand needle, and she's like, like stitching with the hand needle, you know. But Sagwa Musuvi, I stayed focused to what I was doing, miracle, until Kati Weyatani Kochi support. She's the greatest supporter of my career. Wow. Wherever I go, she gives me phones. I don't lack certain things that help me, you know, to communicate. She supports me. She comes to every show in Europe, wherever I am.
Wow. Wow.
Corona no States. Otherwise, she was supposed to come on my tour as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I want to just we're going to take a break, and when we come back, the Creative Industry Talk will talk to Latif about the real fashion now on the stage, and you're going to see Latif on some of the stages, you know, from Lucky Dube to Chameleon and to all these places across the world. And we want to just know, how did it feel like, you know, how did people receive our fashion? How did Ugandans receive ourselves? Were we criticizing ourselves like we often do home here? You know, we just criticize everything home here, but we don't know. The world, you know, describe Uganda as the most entrepreneurial country in the world, but more so as the most culturally diverse country in the world. Are we ripping out of it? Just
gifted
imagine,
by nature.
Gifted by nature. Just imagine 54 dialects and a product, and all of them go to sell to the world stage. Where will we be? Where will Uganda be? What would we have? Stay right there. I'll be right back after the break. This is the Creative Industry Talk. Edio Killer, Latif Madoi, and of course, Jaja Kaya in the studio.
It helps you become the trendsetter. You know, humankind is set in a way that they will always have a thing for the pioneer of things.
Yeah.
So we see it, if you think about these big corporations we see in Uganda and how they advertise and the different promotions they bring, you will somehow the target market will always have the pioneer front of mind. So for me, creativity, that is how important it is, because you will get the masters, you'll be an A-lister on the papers. But if you do not know how to channel, because there is not one company in the arts or in business, as we know it, there's not a company that hires more than 10 people, and all of them are not creative. There is always creativity in a company.
Jaja Master Kaya, Salif himself, and Novite Owechibira.
Oh Africa, songa mbele na vitenji ngumu. Oh Africa, songa mbele na vitenji ngumu. Hata mimi nafurahi sana kama minasikia kwa vitenji pate mama nyabu. Olingo ya vitenji seme ya ukolanda.
Welcome back from that break. We want Jaja Kaya to take it away with that sound. Jaja, please power it up. The Creative Industry Talk is going to be discussing the awards of Latif and the world stage and the fashion out of Uganda to the world stage. Jaja, please take it away.
Mama gawalagana munkola tuli batutudde tuli gazimbira obusisira balijidde mbonabona lwaki nti nebuuza balijidde mbonyabonyani waliwo ebintu byekika bimpimpi byenjagala njatule nfune nekuba nyamba ate nga bwe ntegereza okusirika bannange ssekulwanga nzikirire kimugunyu ekisooka nkyogeza luggumugumu be bakulu bange abo baafa mu ddiriŋŋana nga tebe bandibadde batuwagira mu nsonga zaffe mpozzi n'okuwabula ekika ate nga bwe ntegereza emyaka giba mitono okubalya abakasukka obuvubuka nenja okuleka golofa ewedde ate nga mpya Ssemakula yafiira ku ggwanga muyombya mbuusabuusa bwentyontyo oba yaziikibwa eyambikira yamanya kyakufa kwera kye yantegeeza
Sounds of Jaja.
Zakakati njogeza lusajjasajja n'endongo njisuna lwa kusagula nga kyakulya balijidde namulabako mu ndeeba bwe twawayanga mpozzi bwe bugambo mulamu yamuziikayo lwa buwaze n'abaana baffe so nga wano mbulemeze mulira we yabeeranga kati tuli mu bbanja kumugjayo nowe Kenya tuli muteesaako bwe tuli batutudde
Come on everybody, Sound of Jaja, enjoying the music all across the world.
Mwabekika njagala muwuliriza obugambo bwange ngera njagala tukuŋŋaane yabange ndaba ku kimu abazze baganda bange mu myoyo njagala ntabagana bwe tuba tuteesa bannange tulima tukwanya kati mwe mulowooza ki ku musaayi gwaffe nze bwe mbanyumiza ebifa ewange kati bizuukusa jjembe bitamye okwebaka ngolokoka mu birooto ate omwana alogoota na misambwa ntigimutta nze ndoota maliba ga ntulege olusigango oba okutumikibwa obwo obubugo ulira bwe nvugirirwa obwo obugoma n'engalabi ng'ekuba n'ewerekerwa ez'ensaasi kugambye n'enfuna ekiseera ekizibu si kyefuga dda kinenninnyirira ogw'omuliro n'omwana alogoota n'abwavaayo ekiro kugambye n'asaba muto wenkanamu mu kibiina ajja n'akayimba akazito tyenkerebwa enkulu esimanga eggalira kyokka n'akanyuumunyuumaako bwe ndikutta ndikwata mulala namunyanyimbe bakuutira bwe nti lubaale yeeyogerera talimba ne bwe baba abalongo n'emizimu n'emisambwa gyonna n'amayembe
akayimba kawayimba kawanvu nnyo naye obuyimba obwo bwonna kyekimutwala e London because he wants to create those memories. There are people who have lived in the UK for 30 years, they have never been home again. And those are the times. So he'll be chamukiriza abantu creating those memories. It's going to be a beautiful atmosphere that night. So ayagala okulaba akayimba ako n'obulala bungi nnyo nga bugwayo. Simply buy your ticket to Kitenji, to Independence event.
Wow.
In London.
Well, I think you can understand it. Just imagine Ugandan fashion in New York City. New York City. In the middle of New York. In the middle of New York. And there's a Ugandan there sounding with this, wearing his kitenge and, you know, looking smart on the stage. How many people will stop by to actually check this out? That's how countries sell their culture. That's how countries sell their fashion. That's how countries, you know, put the work of people who are creative to the forefront, and then we market them, and then we build them, and then we take it to the next level. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's what we're talking about. Jaja right there. Imagine that on the world stage. What will it look like? What will it sound like? Do you have a fashion? Are you a creative designer? Are you a fashion designer? Are you struggling with this? This platform is here to encourage you that it is possible and you can do it, but you need to think. We need to talk about branding. Latif.
Yes.
We are going to the world stage. Let's talk about Latif. I want to bring some photos from, in the system there. If you put the photos up, we're going to start now that talk of Latif on the global stage, the Ugandan fashion on the global stage. I want to start with the first one. What was going on there, Latif?
This was the Uganda diaspora event at Serena Hotel. This was also very amazing to me. I brought in new ideas, like for example, that very kind of sewing. It's what I call the lap sewing. That you can sew on your laps. just the same way people use their laptops and the other gadgets. So, yeah, that's lap sewing at Uganda diaspora event.
Wow. Yes. And the next picture, it sounds like you were totally far away in another country.
This was the last one, the Africa Fashion Week in Seattle, Washington. This was also very, very amazing. It's one of my best events. That outfit was sold at the show.
Wow.
Some artist was already waiting for me. I need that white outfit.
Yes, and he took it away. Yes. So that's a Ugandan fashion on a global stage. That's a global stage. Seattle as a global stage. Let's talk about this, Latif.
This was in Belgium. This was also another record set. I made 7 dresses in 25 minutes.
7 dresses?
27 minutes, that was in Belgium.
25 dresses in 27 minutes?
Yeah, it was the Bohemian Summerfest.
Wow. Again, Ugandan fashion on a global stage, as you can see it there. Wow, what a beautiful, look at that white lady on that Ugandan black, yellow, red. Wow.
So this is where the comments come in. Oh, these beautiful colors, you know. And people were thinking that I was presenting an outfit. But these were actually the wraps that I wrapped the models before I make the dresses live on stage.
Wow.
So I was presenting the models. And this is also Africa Fashion Week in Seattle, Washington.
Wow. Wow. And the next photo?
So that's the same act, the same event. Calling on the next model, you know, to come and take measurements.
I want to know what was going on with these ladies, with the white people sitting there with the community. What was the reaction like when you come on stage from these guys?
People, you know, the organizer is on tense. She's on tension, like it's tense in the house because the way they address, the designer is coming, he's going to make 5 dresses in 15 minutes. So everybody cannot believe that. At the end of the day, it comes out as a surprise. The organizer, the one who invites you to the show, she's all on tension. Is he gonna make it? When you tell the white people that this person makes a dress in 5 minutes, it has to be 5 minutes. You know, so it's tension. You know, right there.
Wow. Let's talk about this picture here. You are making a bag while you're traveling. I mean, how is this possible, Latif?
No, actually, this is in the house. I was trying to make my outfit. I was traveling to Dallas. No, I was traveling to Pittsburgh, I think. I was traveling to Pittsburgh from Dallas.
So you made a fresh bag for this travel?
Yeah, because I need to carry my machine. I just bought that machine. I bought it in Dallas. So I was making the outfit to wear with it. In front there to Jabira. So this was Chameleon's last event, I think. In Lugogo. And this was Tubongana. No, not Tubongana. Which show some good event, but I mean this is a dress I made on stage, and she's a former Miss Uganda sports queen. Actually, she's still the reigning sports queen, Elizabeth. And Chameleon's also wearing another sports kind of overall. That's why you see it, but it's also Ugandan, black, yellow, red.
Wow. There was this fashion here which you did for Chameleon that we didn't understand. You tried to imitate the going to the space, and this had a lot of talk. And I said, "What is Chameleon trying to say? What is going on?"
This is the day we plan to take Ugandan music and fashion to the moon. And there was no better way to take it than to use a musical doctor with the Ugandan fashion designer, the jet speed designer. I created that space suit, you know.
Wow.
That was Badilisha at his concert.
Wow. All right, so we are talking about the Ugandan fashion, the global stage. You've seen that coming from Latif. That's the designer right there, and the musician is actually here, the guy who created the sound to make that experience really, nice for everyone who comes to the event. Latif, let's go back to, again, the global stage. We're going to run through these pictures quickly before we talk about the words as we run towards the end of the show. And just put the next picture up. Let's look at it. You are making that bag, and the bag made it to the airport. And you can see it carrying the machine. Let's take the bag up and we see. Yes, if we run through this next picture, we'll be able to see the bag right there.
The bag is done and the machine is packed. That bag carries also 10 different types of materials, pieces. It's a whole package, it can carry materials, scissors, tape measure, and all other accessories.
So you made this from here, you didn't go to buy the back?
No. I make Latif Designs, I call it
there we have American Express.
Now I'm getting my ticket done. You can see on American Airlines in a full outfit. I hadn't made my mask, as you can see, but you see in another picture when I'm making my mask, because I didn't have the time. I just finished the outfit, I had to jump on a plane. but I had to make the mask.
That's a Ugandan fashion in the global stage. Next picture, please. We want to check this out and just go to that part.
Yeah.
And there's a picture when you're making an outfit in a plane.
Yeah.
We want to know how did that come around. If you throw that picture up, we'll check it out.
Yes.
Right there.
Actually, this was my second attempt to work in a plane.
Yeah.
And I was flying from Seattle, Washington to Dubai.
Yeah.
Yeah, I made a beautiful dress, this green one that you can see right here. Unfortunately, I didn't send the picture. The people could see what kind of dress I was making, but it's a huge, nice, beautiful dress.
Yes.
Yeah.
I want to dive to the outfit you made for Lucky Dube.
Yeah.
That was way back. And how old were you? How did you get into contact with Lucky Dube?
Yeah.
How did you get that opportunity to to work with such a big artist on the stage here? Right there, yes.
You can see the Kitenji right there. This was 2003.
Yes.
Representing Uganda on the other side and South African flags.
Yes.
Right there. This is a global platform as well.
Yeah.
Just the same way you just addressed it.
Wow.
It wasn't very easy, getting in contact with him. But when I heard Lucky Dube was coming, I had to put my mind, at task.
Yeah.
And I was working with that friend of mine, Jaja Kalanda.
Yeah.
The one we are talking about. I was actually teaching him that time.
Yeah.
So I was like, Jaja, we need to create. Our artist is in town, he's coming.
Yes.
So let's create something for him.
Yeah.
We started viewing his videos, see his favorite colors, his size and things to see his interest. So when I make the outfit, he doesn't reject it. You know how it feels,
Yeah.
You're planning something, but you have not told him. So to get in touch with him, I worked with Sarah Zawede. Connected me to Muchala Alice Luanga of National Theatre. Lucky Dube was coming there. Mega D came in there. We did some artwork with Mega D. It worked out. So this is how I met Lucky Dube. And when I presented the outfit, he was like, "Oh wow, I have to wear this."
Yes.
He embraced me. Anyway.
Wow.
Yeah.
Let's put that picture up one more time and check it out. Just Lucky Dube in that Uganda and South Africa in one photo, in one artist, on one artist, Just put that picture up, let's check it out. We want to see how it looks like. Yeah, there you go. And that's a Ugandan fashion in a global stage, because Lucky Dube just didn't wear this and stop here.
Yes.
He wore it in
the
many
concert
of the
is up
concerts
there.
he went up to, and before the time.
Yes.
And that's a great stuff.
Exactly. This was 2003, and to me it was my breakthrough. Because it was written everywhere in the newspapers. It was like I was the best student in the whole nation, dressing Lucky Dube.
Wow. And what was the response coming from Lucky Dube when
Lucky Dube was very amazed, by accepting and wearing the outfit, because he already came planning to wear something. He had already planned to wear something, because he had an outfit he had to use, but he wore at an Akivubo concert.
Yeah.
But for the VIP concert, he respected and recognized. That's why he did that.
Okay.
So to me, he felt good.
Yeah.
He felt good. He expressed it, and he actually stopped the band and announced it on stage.
Wow.
He also encouraged the Ugandans, to support the locally made stuff right here, the local industry.
Yeah.
And that was Lucky Dube for you.
Well, Latif, let's talk about the awards. You've won, of course, several awards, over the years. And as we wind up the show, if you take us through, what are some of the awards you've won on a global stage, and how did it make you feel like? Did it motivate you to do more? And did you share that knowledge with other people, or the ins and the outs of how to win the awards?
Yes.
Did you share it with people?
Yes.
I mean, just take us through it very briefly.
Oh yeah, one of the most those awards that I really treasure is a sewing machine that was given to me in Norway after setting a fashion record. That is 10:23. I made 10 dresses in 23 minutes in Norway, and actually the girls who presented were Miss Africa Norway.
Yeah.
And that was very amazing. And the committee sat and they were like, we need to award him his machine. He has to go with that machine. That machine shouldn't do anything else. They decided after setting, because it was a great show. It appeared in papers on front pages twice in the consecutive days. That was so great. Then I won an award in Washington, the Africa Musicals. It's called AGMA. I've forgotten how to define it. AGMA Awards in Washington. I won that. as most exceptional talented person.
Okay.
Then
How many people were, on that stage with you?
I just know we had a South African, we had a Congolese, we had from I think Morocco.
Yeah.
Because it was music, gospel, Africa gospels,
yeah.
musicals, something like that. Agma,
yeah.
Gospel Africa, whatever.
Yeah.
But you can go check it out. Agma Awards in Washington, Maryland. DMV, basically.
Okay.
Yeah. I've been, collecting so many accolades. I won the Bronze Thread Award, which is the biggest fashion award in Uganda, that people also must know, especially those people who are doing fashion, because you might be searching which is the biggest fashion award. Leave alone the awards we are giving out here, but this is on a continental competition.
Yeah.
That one I won in Niger, Niamey.
Wow.
Then they gave me to do an artist residence in Paris, and also my internship in Paris. That's where I met also these other big stars to share with them big platforms like World Fashion Show, the Ethnic World Fashion Show in Paris. It's called Labo Ethnic World Fashion Show in Paris, and that's where I set my first record to make a dress in less than 4 minutes. And from that show, I was contacted by Alliance Française, Cultures France of Congo Brazzaville, to go and educate learners on recycling materials, like you get old jeans and turn them into clothing, new brands. So that was Congo Brazzaville.
Wow.
Other awards are, of course, from Uganda. Those ones you know. But we are talking about those awards that put us on a global stage.
Wow.
Like our show.
Wow. I want to read two comments here before we go, and we'll talk to Jaja. Jaja will take us to some musical interlude right there before we, you go to the final part of the show. But Eddie Okila, thank you very much. It's coming all the way. I'm a Ugandan living and working in London. Latif has always been a great motivation to us. I have followed Latif, Stanta Zo, Stella Tal. These are great brains that Uganda have. These guys should be able to lead the industry in putting some things that are great outside there. I wonder why we don't support our own. But I'm looking forward to seeing Jaja and Latif in London. My entire household is going to be there. Whether Corona is there or not, we are going. And of course, they got another message. Guys, there is too many messages on Messenger and everywhere, which we cannot read all of them. But I want to sample just one or two from these people here. Eddie Okila, thank you very much for the program. I love Creative Industry Talk. It is probably the best creative program we have on television. For us who live in the diaspora, this is a place to be. Can you please have Jaja play one or two more songs? I know this is a fashion and creativity, but can we have Jaja play some more songs? I love this. Has made my day. I'm looking forward to for Jaja in London. I live and work in London, and I've been here for 10 years. So I can imagine these are Ugandans, getting the emotion evoked because Jaja is talking to them. Yeah. And I have another one here saying that Eddie Okila, thank you very much for the show. I love what Latif has been saying. Kitenge, I cannot wait to see us put on a full suit made of kitenge out of Uganda. Yes. And this one is saying, thank you very much. The biggest problem of Ugandan, art and culture industry has always been branding. They don't know how to market themselves. They're very good with the creative work and putting out the fashion, but I think we need to help these guys, be able to package and market these products to the global stage. Yes, we're going to the global stage, but our products is not being marketed very well on the global stage. So Eddie Okila, you guys, can you bring some people who can, bring some economics to these things so that, these guys can make money and live? Yes, we're working on that, and I think that Latif has just spoken about it. We're going to do this. How do we package the Ugandan music like the one Jaja is playing on your show right now to reach the world? Nigeria has embraced their own. Uganda doesn't embrace their music, but people come and take from Uganda. Eddie Okila, how can we help these guys, package the music like Jaja and then take it to, the rest of the world? Okay, let's talk about the copyright of the music. I'm a lawyer and I would love to be part of the copyright of that you know, helping Jaja have the copyright, because once the sound goes out, people are definitely going to look and you know, copy it and do this. This is a lawyer who wants to work out. So guys, thank you very much for, you know, loving these guys and sharing this as much as possible. Latif, yes, I hear you, but the school that you've talked about, how much is the fees for skilling the young people? I would love to bring my daughter to that school of yours, because my daughter loves fashion, and she's always organizing things in the house. She's made our, you know, napkins in the house. We use our napkin at home. So how can we harness this? How much is the school fees? And now where is the school? How can I join? How can So you already have it right there coming from a parent, yes.
Oh yeah, we want to thank everybody who has taken time, you know, to watch us.
Yeah.
And also be following, and those who are supporting our page, you know, the Creative Art Talks.
Yeah.
This is great, and it's really very motivating that you guys are following, and the response is
yes.
The fees Obusente Watiriri, it's less than 600, and it's $700.
Yes.
A whole course. $700 million village to a full course. My son pays for his school fees at campus, and he pays $2 million per semester in Yezena. But we are talking about a full course of $2.5 million Uganda shilling. When you come to school, of course, you have to fill a form, you have to do registration, get a requirement list, and also get to know about your payment plan. Because we try to make it easy for everybody. You can do a very short course, that we call Quick Pass, Quick Professional Practical Art Skills System. That's a system that, by the way, I developed to equip skills to all interested learners, regardless of their age, gender, level of education, in the shortest time possible. So that is Quick Pass for you. You can qualify for with a certificate. It's on module, it's at module levels. You can do just a few projects, and you still qualify for a certificate. We have a short course for 8 months, and also a full course for 1 year. And for those who want to do bachelors, you can still do that. But we are now focusing on short courses, because we want to solve a problem right now. Uganda has a problem of unemployment. But we want to create that awareness. Of a few projects, a few skills, or when you make the money, I paid my own fees. I paid my own fees. If you can start, if you can get that fees that can, you know, jump start you. Because as we say, the day you start learning is the day you start working. How is that? If you started a bag today and I was teaching a bag, capitalize on that, make bags. By the time you finish 4 months, and even if you went to somebody, support, I have this. It's easy for them
because you have a little bit of it.
I can make you a shirt. I can dress you guys on your birthday. Supporting up with school fees. You know, no school fees. I tell my son, dressing to levy off a few, you know, you get me personally, when I was in Mali High School, I used to make clothes for you know, students, my fellow students. That way, pocket money, I don't lack. Yes.
Wow, wow. Well, we're going to talk to Jaja briefly. Jaja, before Jaja takes us on to, you know, the song, Jaja, if you just take a moment and give us a song, Jaja.
Okay.
Yes, of your choice, and tell us why. What is the motivation behind the song you're giving us before you play it? Yes.
Oh, Africa, yeah, Africa. Matatizo ni mingi lakini tunipaswa kusonga mbele.
Watu wa Tanzania, niaje, Kenya.
Oh, Africa. Yeah, Africa. Ebizibu bingi na yate tulinogenda maso.
Songa mbele.
Songa mbele Africa.
Abakulembeza batufuga mwe muvako ebizibu. Bakulembeza batufuga mwe mulete ebizibu. Muteekawo embeera tetuganya kubeera na ddembe. Omwana w'omuddugavu bambi n'abeera mu bugubi. Ekisooka bwe mujja mu buyinza temwagala kuvaako. Mutinkiza nnyo ne bakyerupa okusinga bannansi. Africa. ebyobugagga eby'omuttaka biganyula batono muteesa ne bannammwe ate ne mubalyamu enkwe sente z'amawanga ge mufuga ne muzidibuda Africa abayizi ne bamala emisomo nga temuli mirimu abayizi ne bamala emisomo nga tewali mirimu twetaaga constitutioni ng'egatta Afirika n'ekigambo kino pulezidenti kisaana kiveewo wasigalewo ekyakatikkiro oba tunaafuna eddembe kwegamba buli nsi ebeere ng'etwalibwa bagavana abantu bwe mufuuka ba pulezidenti temwagala kuvaako maama yayayaya wa Tanzania wanasemaji wantu wa Kongo munasemaji kweli wantu wa Kenya munasemaji kweli South Africa munasemaji wewe oh Africa Africa matatizo ni mingi lakini tunipaswa kusonga mbele ebizibu bingi naye ate tulina okugenda maaso Africa oh Africa
The song is supposed to create the song is supposed to create awareness. It's not attacking anybody, but it's supposed to create awareness. Tubadde tulina mindset, what I call a mind offset. Nti ebintu byonna birina kubeera by'abakulu. But there's a way we can create a more harmonious way. You know, for everybody, are open to these opportunities. You know, equally. So Jajakaya is not attacking anybody, but he's trying to create awareness that if there is you guys, let's try to change. Let's see a better Africa. So that's the message.
I like that. In fact, we will end the show on a note of the French president came out recently and said that you want a new relationship with Africa. You know, the French-Africa new relationship working for how do we work together, Africa. You know, the French-Africa new relationship, and everybody's saying, okay, what is he saying? You know, how do you go about it? You've had that speech when he's saying that we want to look at a different way of dealing with Africa and partnerships, not as opposed to being, you know, imposing things. So we watched a film recently where it says, "Don't Feel Me," you know, shot by their a gentleman in Congo, and these guys were coming and talking about this, and then there's this part in the film where the guy gave the baby, the children, he came with the chocolate and gave them children, and the guy asked him, says, who told you that they wanted chocolate? What if they wanted cassava chips and you were giving them? So you as an artist,
if they wanted the KFC,
KFC, so now what would be your best message as an artist to that part of the call of the French president saying a new Africa, a new Africa-France relationship,
Yes. One thing, we must know something happened before during our ancestors, the slavery and things like that, but we are not going to focus on that. If we have to really move on, we must forget certain things in a way to clear the bad blood, and we start afresh. That's a very good motive, starting afresh and create a new workable relationship with the whites or the foreigners, because right now they know that we are very creative and we have the potential to make Africa the best continent on earth. So we embrace that. If there is a workable approach, in working together and building our countries to create a more harmonious relationship, we are open to that.
Wow.
We are very open. That's why Jajakaya, Inamwaka in that song, if presidency is the problem, that because everybody wants to be a president, but not everyone can be a president, you see. So then let's focus on having governors. He has a line when you listen to the song, it's in the studio, it's not yet done, But when the song is out, don't take it personal, don't take it political. It's a way of creating awareness, and you know, we are trying to devise means. We want to see a positive change. Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much, guys. And of course, we've been talking to Latif and Jaja Kaya right here. The Creative Industry Talk has come to an end. We're going to end the show with Jaja giving us that last sound of the song he sang about Latif. And you guys, as you head to London, we want to wish you guys the very best. I wish I could board a plane and come with Jaja and, you know, also enjoy this thing in London with you guys.
We actually, we need a camera team, like someone filming this whole thing.
So yeah, you see, guys, come on, yes, you know, Kusonda for this guys.
But also, I wanted to, you know, add on someone who talked about, you know, a lawyer. And also a person who talked about branding. That is a very serious issue. There's so much money Uganda can tap. So a lot of dollars Uganda can bring in if we branded our products well, you know, professionally. Because better more America and we can do this. So the professionals who are out there, Abamanyo branding, look out for these talented people. Try to make business with them.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. Well, so we're coming to the end of the show, and we're gonna say thank you so much, everybody, for coming. Jaja, your last word before you play. What would be you know, your last word on the show today?
Kyempulira mu mwoyo gwange ebigambo byonna byempulidde bya mazima era tuliyose okubeera nga tukyaddeko wano ne tusobola okufuna omukisa okubeera nga tuwulirizibwa ensi n'ensi okusingira ddala bannayuganda emiramwa gyonna gibadde mirungi era ng'ekigambo kyange kisembayo nga bwe nsabiddwa omukisa gwa Katonda gugoberera ebigambo ebyo twagala amazima kubanga Katonda mazima mwebale nnyo mikwano gyaffe abali gye muli abagoberera Reggae Embassy gye tuva ne Latif Academy ne Sweet Band bannange abagizi ba Sweet Band mbagala nnyo bannange yonna gye muli.
Wow. Latif, your final word?
Basically, I just want to thank everybody, you know, for keeping glued to this program and watching us. Keep on supporting this TV, you know, keep watching, because I know he has a lot in stock, you know, to bring to your kubabosa, in other words. But I also want to appeal to the government, you know, this is a very serious issue because government is facing a lot of criminal offenses, you know, out of unemployment, you know, people being redundant, and you know, when you're not doing anything, you start, your mind weakens, and that creates what we call wickedness. When you're not doing anything. But when you have something that you're doing, you get closer to God. All the time you're praying that what you're doing can excel, you get. So people find what to do, but the government should also come in. This is a very small project. 1 billion to a government, if they can give it to an artist, again, they are creating awareness to like just a party. How about putting 1 billion to educate the whole nation? We need to build these schools, because this is my field. I have to talk as a fashion designer and also for the rest of the stakeholders. You know, we need fashion schools in Uganda. Fashion is a very great element in the development of a country. But parliamentarians, but these suits should be made here. You know, let's create a national shirt and suit. Identity. Let's support the industry, the government especially. But building our own schools and nations. So please support us. Please welcome us to what to put to the public, you know, to create awareness for them.
Wow. Yeah. Thank you very much. The Creative Industry Talk has come to an end, and we're going to end this show on a great note with Jaja and, you know, Latif giving us that song that we played at the beginning of the show. about the artist and what the artist is doing. You know, created and written by Jaja Kaya, who is our guest on the show today. Until next week, keep it Creative Industry Talk. Keep creating your work and stay fresh and stay blessed and stay focused. You know, life can draw so much from you, but you must stay focused.
Africa unite in Kitenjuwea.
Abamina bajara mwena abasimatuka corona naddala bali erudde eri muno sirandani kyemba kutira kiri kimu butekubagiza wadde embeera za corona bangi zatutagula kakati tuve mu mayumba bitengi bateri nesonze bumale ate nga tetusaanidde ddala kugisubwa mwani yabagamba okwambala engoye z'emivumba tujja kwambala bitengi byokka designer latifu Uganda omurasita owakabye yatonga mu nnyonyi wamakwesa lulembaga maliki jeni ne hawa abo basibi banviyalo tujja kuba nabo anifa wa makeup mariamu yedikoletako ne pofini ebyokulya bingi nnyo ebyekifirika madamu sala soshi ebitaddemu omukono olivia kasalini nalima makamaka manyingo owulira kuluno twambala ebitengi byokka kuluno twambala ebitengi
African culture tengeza festival mukitendi pate tubeera twonyine ebifo
I will make you feel like you've never been loved, like you've never been loved.
Hey baby, it would take a lifetime for us to be over, sweet baby. Heaven will sing when we have each other. You don't have to fear, 'cause I will make you feel, I will make you feel like you've never been loved before. 'Cause I'll give you love like you've never been loved before. I will make you feel like you've never been loved before. 'Cause I will give you love like you've never been loved before. So don't be bothered by what your friends say, 'cause they don't know my love. I'll hold you, I'll be your shoulder, and you will never cry. You don't have to fear. No, no, I will make you feel, I will make you feel like you've never been loved before. 'Cause I will give you love like you've never been loved before. And I will make you feel like you've never been loved before. 'Cause I will give you love like you've never been loved before. Listen baby, I know you've been searching for a real man who will love you for who you are. So don't look further, here I am, if you let me in. Mama told me if you find the one, she's worth fighting for, and here I am. I will give you all that I am, if you let me in. Love will set us free, yeah, if we'll let it be. And I will make you feel like you've never been loved before. 'Cause I will give you love like you've never been loved before. And I will make you feel like you've never been loved before. And I will make you feel like, yeah, oh. And I will make you feel like you've never been loved. 'Cause I'll forever ever give you love like you never had, like a blessing from above. I I will always shower you with love. Feel like you've never been loved, 'cause I'll forever ever give you love like you never had, like a blessing from above. I will shower you with love. I will make you feel like you've never been loved before, 'cause I will give you love like you've never been loved before. And I will make you feel like you've never been loved, oh, 'cause I will give you love like you've never been loved before.
I will make you feel like you've never been loved, like you've never been loved. I will make you feel like you've never been loved, like you've never been loved.
Baligamba nti nayimbira abato, nayimbira emitima egyali mu kabi gitebenkere, abantu balamu bagalane. Baligamba nti nafubira ku gita, abalala balwana, senga ndi ku gita, njagala bayige ewane, nti twaliyo buli kyenkola kikolera balijja, Mungu anyamba abaana nneme kubaswaza, njagala bayige bewane, nti twaliyo twakulira mu mulembe gwa kirya, twakulira mu mulembe gwa kirya, twakulira mu mulembe gwa kirya, twakulira mu mulembe gwa kirya. Children will rise taller than the mountains. I'd love to be a part of their foundation. I'd love to hear them say, we were there, we were there, we were there, we were there. Children will rise taller than the mountains. I'd love to be a part of their foundation. I'd love to hear them say, we were there, we were there. Every song I sing so they can be strong. My every heartbeat so they can love forever long. I love to hear them say, we were there, we were there. Oh, 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 yeah, yeah. Mulembe gwensozi empya baliwulira oluyimba luno ku rediyo, balijjukira ennyimba ezatuweereza. I would love this song to be played on the radio for many years to come. Whatever it would be called then, we'll remember when we used music as therapy. And I will have sung the song way back then. Yeah, way back then. Way back then, yeah, yeah. Way back then. Abana bakule, abana bayige, eggwanga likule. I wanna inspire the world, yeah. I wanna move the world, yeah. I wanna move the world, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Mumulembe wa kirya, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. Nalina omuwala eyeebusabala, kosikovi omulungi weebusabala, yalina akamwenyu akalinga enjuba, nga mutayiza nga tega ejjuba. waliwo ekintu ekyansumbuwa ekyo ekintu ekyangoba ebusabala yalina muzeeye yali yajjula obukambwe nga buli bwandaba ng'awagala ekyambe kyekyangoba eyebusabala kyekyangoba eyebusabala kyekyangoba eyebusabala kyekyangoba eyebusabala muzeeyi yali mulodi w'ebusabala okuva ebuvanjuba paka ebugwanjuba ng'abanoonya abasajja ba local defense mikwano gya muzeeyi wa Sikovia buli omukwano gwali gujja kunzisa nga njiribayiriba ne Prosikovia obula muzeeyi yali yajjula obukambwe nga buli wandaba ng'awagala ekyambe kyekyangoba eyebusabala kyekyangoba eyebusabala kyekyangoba eyebusabala kyekyangoba eyebusabala ekyangoba eyebusabala batuula ku ntebe nze ne bampa omukeeka ekyangoba eyebusabala nze omwana w'omuntu ne bampita enswera ekyangoba eyebusabala Prosikovi ekimuli kyebusabala obula muzeeyi yali yajjula obukambwe nga buli bwandaba ng'awagala ekyambe kyekyangoba eyebusabala kyekyangoba eyebusabala kyekyangoba eyebusabala kyekyangoba eyebusabala ekyangoba eyebusabala batuula ku ntebe nze ne bampa omukeeka ekyangoba eyebusabala nze omwana w'omuntu ne bampita enswera ekyangoba eyebusabala Prosikovi ekimuli kye Prosikovi oyo Prosikovi ekimuli kyebusabala
Coming up on Double XL Season 4, on the heavy hitter this week is engineer Andrew Sally Sentongo, the man who started as a driver in Makinde Division, is now supplying power in the Lake Victoria Highlands in Kalangala. Andrew, you're welcome to the show.
Thank you.
How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you very much.
In a nutshell, who is Andrew Sentongo?
Andrew Sentongo is a social entrepreneur. I started out my early career in 2006, straight out of university, where I started a small transport and tour business. So I ran this for 2 years, and I was going all over the country, mainly designing safari packages for tourists. I was also doing airport transfers for some of the hotels in Kampala. And it was a fun and interesting part of my life. So that's how my career actually started.
Okay, let's go back a little bit. You come out of Nkumba University, yes, as a BBA graduate or student, and straight into driving.
Yes.
Some people would think you were mad.
No, I wasn't mad. I was actually very clear with what I wanted to do, and I was very articulate about it. I knew that I didn't want to end up somewhere in a formal, structured employment, which is something I've always felt is not my calling. So I decided to figure out what I wanted to do with myself, of course, but around my skill sets and also my hobbies. So travel and also interfacing with people is one of my hobbies and also one of my skill sets. So I thought through, during my last semester, I thought through actually starting up a safari or transport business. And from I got help from friends and family, And immediately after graduation, I managed to get it going.
Wow. And you were not ashamed that you becoming a driver?
No, I was not
With your
ashamed.
degree?
No, not at all. I was not ashamed. I didn't look at it, I was driving, but I didn't look at myself as a driver. I looked at myself as a businessman. I looked at myself as a starter, as someone who is delivering a service to other people. And that service was driving, that service was guiding, that service was also designing holiday packages for tourists. So in the end I was driving, but I didn't really look at myself like that. And this is something very important for young people who are trying to get themselves started, not to have an attitude of demeaning menial jobs, but rather seeing value in them and seeing some sort of empowerment in them.
Okay, so you talk about going to university, getting the degree, and becoming a driver. And today somebody will think you're mad because everybody who comes out of the university wants to go straight away, sitting in big offices, putting on nice suits like me. I mean, what was the experience like coming out of university and buying a car and starting this?
It wasn't easy and straightforward, of course. I had to sit down, I had to articulate my idea, I had to sell my idea to people who financed it. I had to really be very articulate about it. So it was not straightforward, but at the same time, it allowed me to really have a depth of conviction that this is what I want to do. And once you show that and you stick to it, other people buy in. So I think that's the take from this, or that should be the take from this.
Your family didn't disown you for getting a degree and becoming a driver?
My family supported me very much, and they have always supported me very much. I'm the last boy out of an extended family of, I think we're 12 in total, and I'm the last boy. And surprisingly, I'm taken very seriously, despite having that position in the family.
Okay.
So they really supported my dreams. They really helped whoever had an idea, whoever had a resource, also the moral support to say, okay, this is what you want to do, fine. But it also comes from having a serious outlook and having conviction that this is what I'm going to do. And no matter what, I will take my chances.
Okay, so how did you end up qualifying yourself as a social entrepreneur?
That was an interesting turn and an interesting twist, because I actually ran that business for 2 years, and along the way I met all sorts of people. I made friends, I made international friends. That's the platform that business gave me. I met friends from Europe, I met friends from America, I met friends from wherever. So I ran into a Canadian family that was actually impressed with what I was doing. And
as a driver?
As a driver, yes. And this was, I used to work wee hours of the night. So I remember one particular question that I think compelled this family to foster my interests was that I was working late. I remember picking up people as late as 10 a.m. in the airport, from the airport, driving them to Kampala, seeing that they're checked in. Sometimes they want to have meals, sometimes they want to see a little bit of Kampala, and I was always there. So one particular night or evening, I remember a question of what time do you get off? And my answer was, I don't get off. I only get off once I'm told to get off. Otherwise, if I'm needed at 3, I will show up at 3.
So would you qualify your attitude as being that of a person who say, as long as there's work, I will?
Yes. And that has been key to advancing my career. And I think there are opportunities out there, but sometimes I think we fall short of presenting ourselves to harness those opportunities.
When you say we fall short of presenting ourselves, are you referring to us Ugandans? Or
I think it's general. I think it cuts across national lines. I think it's a general attitude in certain parts of the world. Other parts of the world, it's a bit more refined. But in this part of the world, especially young people, I think it's a bit of a more specific attitude that people are very structured. It could be as a result of our education system, it could be a result of upbringing, but sometimes it's good to have a little bit of flexibility and go the extra mile.
Okay, let's talk about the meeting of this family and asking the question and you responding to the question. So how did that translate to you getting a scholarship from them to eventually moving out of this country to go and study?
Well, that's an interesting question. It was a routine airport pickup. I remember it was a KLM flight arriving at 9:15, and I had worked probably from 6 a.m. that day, doing airport shuttles back and forth, and I was tired. So I had hired a driver then, and I remember receiving the details to pick up this family around 5-6 p.m. from the hotel. And I remember questioning myself, should I give this to the driver? Should I take it on myself? And I said, well, let me just go on. It's the last one. I might as well just go and do it. So I went and picked them up, but we immediately clicked from the time I picked them up, and we had a very good 1-hour drive back to Kampala. We had conversation about where they are from, where I'm from, what I'm doing, and I had just graduated the year before. So that was quite impressive, I think, for Canadians to see that a university graduate is picking up people from the airport.
Yes, it was quite interesting. It is said that intellect will find opportunity, reason it and kill it, but instinct will find opportunity to use it.
Yes.
Would that be a typical case?
That's a typical case. And I remember from the onset, I think they liked the drive, the passion, and the diligence that was behind me, or that I put forth. So that compelled them to make me an offer, to say, and the offer was, hey, if you want to foster your education, advance your education, we can do that. If you want to expand your business.
Just like that?
Yeah, just like that. But it came out of growing a relationship over the 2 weeks they stayed in the country. And I think the key points were, I was always on time, I was always diligent, I never turned down anything, and I worked myself off the clock.
I hope you can hear that. I was always on time, I never turned down anything, and
I worked off the clock. I
worked off the clock.
24/7.
In other words, we say I worked this off, so I will not complete the statement, but you know what I mean. So Andrew, and then did you know you wanted to become an engineer in this field, or how did it come about? Were you ready for this opportunity?
No, that was the accidental part of my career. I knew that I've always believed in education. I think education gives an opportunity to empower and trigger someone's mindset. And I always wanted to have a European or Western education as part of my advanced studies. But not necessarily with a focus on academics. I like academics, but the content or the focus this time was, how can I learn from the West? How can I learn from the way of life? How can I learn from the systems? How can I learn from how these countries are organized, how these systems are organized, and what can I bring back home from that? So that was my main, I could have selected a local university to do my master's studies, but no. I wanted to have a Western experience.
Yeah. Okay. And so now you're a commercial bio-value chain engineer.
Yes.
Straight out of Netherlands, as we say it.
Yes.
And of course, England.
Yes.
What was the experience like?
The experience was interesting in this kind of way. So upon receiving my scholarship and getting all the administrative issues done, I jumped on a plane in 2017, I remember, September. So 2007, okay. Sorry. So I arrived in the Netherlands, no family contact, no friends. So
first time out of Uganda?
First time out of Uganda.
First time in the plane?
Not really first time in the plane. I had flown before in my childhood, but I had never really gone out of Africa.
Okay.
So here I am in a non-English speaking country. I have nobody to receive me at the airport, and I have to find my way.
To the airport, to the university?
To the university.
Wow.
So, but it was a good lesson. It was uncomfortable, of course. I was nervous, but that was a good lesson to really trickle my independence, my intuition, and how do I connect with foreign people, which is actually very important. Eventually, I managed to find my way. I think it was a 1-hour journey that took me about 4 to 5 hours, because I had to figure out how the train systems work and which platform to go to.
On your own?
On my own. Which bus to jump on. Eventually, I arrived at school. And I remember it was around 1 p.m. And I was, for some administrative reason, I was 2 weeks late. It wasn't my fault. It was the school's fault. and I jumped straight into class
Wow.
that afternoon.
Wow.
Yes.
And that was it?
That was it. And I had to start from scratch in terms of building a network, making friends, making acquaintances. But it went very well. There were, of course, some discomforts living in a foreign culture, but there were many learning points, and there were very many good things, I think, that I came back with. And I like to say that it made me a better person. The combination of an exposure to the two, local and Western, I think made me a better person in the end.
Okay, hold it up there, Andrew. We're going for a break, and when we come back, Andrew will be telling us how he got his first $10,000 to become a $100 million investor in Uganda today.
My name is Martin Anthony Nsubuga. I'm the CEO of Uganda Retirement Benefits Regulatory Authority. And I've served the institution until now, where I've grown to the position of the Chief Executive Officer. So I've seen UBRA since its establishment.
I was also the person who started the organization as interim CEO for the organization. My role was to set up the organization, and here we are.
It has been a really new experience in my life. As you may have heard, UBRA was non-existent. There was no formal regulatory environment for pensions or retirement benefits. So we are a pioneer. We were appointed to set up the architecture and the environment for regulation of retirement benefits and pensions.
So the Ministry of Finance, because I was the technical person really handling all these reforms, they asked me to come and set up this institution, which is the Retirement Benefits Regulatory Authority. So I was requested to start as interim Chief Executive Officer, which I did from the year 2012 to early 2015. It's been a great journey. When we started from scratch.
The journey of 10 years of UBRA started with an Act of Parliament of 2011, but actual operation started in 2012, and that's why we are celebrating 10 years today.
There was no institutional setup, there were no laws, there was nothing. So we started with a legal framework, putting in place the legal framework that establishes the supervisor or the regulator for the retirement benefits sector. Before then,
UBRA came into the market about 10 years ago. The first thing they did, right from their first offices at Communications House, was to take stock of the market. Who are the players? Who are the retirement players in the market? Who are the service providers? Which schemes are operating in the market? Service to note that there was already something happening in the market, even before UBRA came to play.
And because of that, there were Ponzi schemes, there were frauds and all those kind of things. There was no trust in the sector. So our primary objective was to build a system that would instill confidence in the general public.
I believe the journey has been very successful. We have a footprint now in the community, and that footprint is best exemplified by the growth of the pensions sector. As when we were appointed, the pension sector savings were less than 5 trillion. Today they're approaching 20 trillion.
A number of proposals were carried to Parliament, and the biggest one was to actually put in place a sector regulator.
My role as a Member of Parliament when I came in 2001 was to make legislation. And one of the laws we have made is the UBRA Act, which basically came in to assist how to regulate the retirement pension funds, which were missing in this country. I'm proud that now we have over 19 trillion shillings in the pension fund. That's a very good contributor to national development. And in the future, I'm sure this money we shall not go to borrow. We shall use this money of the pension fund to really develop our country.
You'd appreciate that this is not a small contribution for a sector that was not regulated. But overall, it was part of the global reforms that we are seeing in other countries in the pension sector.
To me, that's a plus for the authority.
And you can imagine in a very short time, in less than 10 years, we have over 19 trillion. It believes that within the next 5 years, we should be over 40 trillion.
To me, that is a plus for UBRA and a surety for the people of Uganda who save with these different schemes, knowing that somebody is there making sure that my money that I put in any scheme is safe, is protected.
So one of the main objectives was to safeguard the interests of the members. Now what this means is that the moment members' interests are safeguarded, their rights are protected, it then boils down to growth of the sector. Now, what we've seen in the last 10 years is that the sector, the assets under management have more than tripled. So within a span of 10 years, we're seeing a lot of efficiency in terms of members are able to get their benefits, they're able to access more information about their schemes. More importantly is the professionalism that has been injected in the sector.
There has been a deliberate effort to build trust because the foundation is strong, it can be trusted. And again, the investment structures are very solid, so which means they encourage the growth of the market, the growth of the portfolio, and also provide the positive returns that we see to date.
The last one that is significant, which I've seen UBRA doing, is promoting transparency. So to a member, that information creates trust within the member because you are saying, there's nothing I'm hiding. This is how we run the scheme in the year. There were 13 meetings, and this member of the board, out of 13, he attended 3.
In the saving schemes, there was no trust, there was no confidence. There was a lot of risk. Even the savers could not know how much their contributions were. Okay? In other words, everything was in a disarray without any regulator.
I think as well, looking generally at the business environment, you rarely now see complaints of people stating that the funds that they thought they had in their names have disappeared or have been paid to the wrong person. And all this is just because of the supervisory role that UBRA has brought in, which has been pivotal in making us run a world-class pension sector in Uganda.
There are 3 parts
to any pension system. There's the contributions or collections of pensions, there is the management of the pensions or the investment of these pension savings, and then there's the payment of these pension savings, either through a lump sum or through monthly payments. We have had a shared responsibility with UBRA for the past 10 years in the aspect of management of the savings through investments, because many of the fund managers whom we license are also licensed by UBRA. Although UBRA focuses a lot more on the pensions, the retirement savings that they manage. So we have done this role together, we've had this shared role. The synergies we have drawn from this partnership have been very beneficial, and we look forward to continuing to work together with UBRA in the future.
We see growth in number of schemes in this market. Today we are talking of 65 schemes. In the past we are talking of 3 schemes that were established by an Act of Parliament. That is the Public Service Pension Scheme, the Parliamentary Pension Scheme, and the NSSF, all of them established by an Act of Parliament.
More importantly is to say that the journey that UBRA has walked over the 10 years have been challenging, but also refreshing, in a sense that they came into a virgin market. There was no regulator before them, especially in the pension sector. So what they started with was commendable. Let's do a stock taking. Let's understand the market. Who is doing what in the market? So I think that phase helped UBRA create the visibility, create identity for the first 3-4 years. Over the years, they've also been able to do publicity to kind of show the market, show the public that this is what we do, and especially as you plan for your retirement.
At least for the last 10 years, we've not had any corruption, loss of members' funds. We've also not had any poor investments, because investments are all known, structured, in particular non-asset classes that provide a very good return to the member. And actually in this period in time, that's when the sector has witnessed high returns to the members, double-digit returns for the last 5 years or thereabout.
So in my opinion, that is trust from the general public that we are doing the right thing, and we hope that we continue to do that.
In the next 10 years, what I would like to really see going forward is the spread of coverage, because the pension sector as it is now is really in the formal sector. And when you look at the working population of Uganda, if you even put it at around 20 to 25 million, the working population, not even 3 million are covered by pensions.
I think my main message to UBRA is, first of all, to thank the CEO, Mr. Martin Nsubuga, and his team for supporting the pension reforms that have taken place so far, but also to remind the team that there's still some work to be done. It's not over, there's still some reforms that need to be done, particularly in the area of limiting access to long-term savings. So Martin and team, please don't rest. There's still some more work to be done to grow the domestic savings base of this country.
We feel that as a committee, UBRA needs to make itself more visible in Uganda, place itself, let the people of Uganda know what they are doing, let the people of Uganda know why they should save for retirement.
If you were to ask me, what should UBRA's next 10 years focus on? I would say that UBRA's next 10 years should be to now build this 20 trillion asset base that has been generated, should actually be able to ensure a comfortable life in retirement for all members who are in the retirement schemes. But UBRA should also then allow and come up with mechanisms to support the players to be able to onboard all the smallholders, all the informal sector to come in and secure their retirement by participating and joining the licensed pension schemes in the market.
And so my thinking is that we need to support the institution, particularly Parliament of the Republic of Uganda, needs to support resource mobilization for allocation to the authority so that the authority can continue with the widening the coverage.
People now, instead of keeping money in boxes, will keep here, and it is in the financial sector, and it's easy to tap in. And the cost of money will go down, but our investment in the country will go high. And I can tell you, if we make very good regulations, we will have the support of Parliament.
I believe that the next 10 years are quite pivotal. We've gone through the best building of the industry, and right now we are at the point where we have to be tasked with generating value for our clients and exhibiting relevance over the next 10 years. I'm very, very confident. In fact, I'm really proud of the work that has been done for the last 10 years, and my imagination runs wild. What is possible for the next 10 years.
And the other key achievement that or work in progress that UBRA is trying to do, which I again encourage different stakeholders in this sector, particularly Parliament, to support UBRA, is the coming up with a national micro-pension scheme. Uganda is, our economy is largely informal, and even within the cities, we have so many people who are operating informally, and yet they earn income, either daily, either weekly or monthly. They earn income in one way or the other. But if not well guided, and I think this particular scheme, the micro-pension scheme, would again help reorganize our people in the formal sector to put something aside. Because if you are in our market today, if you're a road vendor today, if you're a hawker today, if you're a border today, if you're a fisherman today, you still have that energy to go nearly every day in the waters and do fishing, to go to Nakawa market every morning to pick tomatoes, vegetables. But that strength with time, as years come by, begins to dwindle. That means the same basket that you can carry now, you are not able to carry in the next 5 years or 10.
So our focus, what really keeps us awake when I wake up in the morning, that drives my day, protection of members' funds.
So what I see going forward for the next 10 years is an organization that is efficient, that is creating value for the benefits. Efficiency meaning when I contribute, I must be guaranteed that 20 years from now, 30 years from now, when I retire, my money will be there. And ensuring that the monies that I contribute are invested in assets that will make my money grow. Not just putting in 1 shilling, and 20 years you're paid 1 shilling. When I put in 1 shilling, I should be paid 100 shillings at the end of 30 years. And that's the objective, and that's efficiency.
I think to the customer out there, who might not even think they're a customer because you ride a border, you are in the garden, you don't even have anything to your name, UBRA will find you wherever you are and will look after you, because it's their mandate to look after you in retirement. And they can only look after you in retirement if you avail yourself now. And all they want to do for you is to make sure that when you hang up your boots, when I hang up this jacket in retirement, UBRA wants me to live a fulfilled life, a life bereft of poverty, a life of joy and happiness. And UBRA works with people and different entities to deliver that. As service providers, I think we'd want to say congratulations again, UBRA. We feel the heat sometimes, but we are ready for the task.
As we celebrate, let's also remember that there are those who are not yet part of the saving culture, and we find ways of bringing them forward. I wish you a happy celebration.
As we celebrate 10 years of service protecting retirement benefits in this country, allow me to thank the Board of Directors of Uganda Retirement Benefits Regulatory Authority. You have been very instrumental and very focused. Allow me also to thank the staff and management of UBRA. You have supported the cause. Allow me also to thank my predecessors, the first interim CEO, Mr. Moses Bekavyo, the Chief Executive Officer, my immediate predecessor, Mr. Bonyi David Nyakundi, the government of Uganda who have supported us, providing us with all the resources that we need from the day UBRA started up to now, the regulated entities, the stakeholders, the fund managers, the custodians, the administrators. Without you, we would not be talking of structures of governance in this market. And of course, the members who are saving, who have trusted us, who have continuously saved with the different schemes. Allow me to assure you that as we deliberate on this direction for the next years of service, at UBRA, we shall continue to protect your retirement benefits. May God bless you. May God bless your families. May God bless our country, Uganda. Let us celebrate as we thank God.
Are you a leader? Do you know what leadership is? Do you understand change management or even transformation? What are you doing to change your life? A lot of people don't know what to do and how to do it, and how to go about the situation they find themselves in. And quite often, so many people are confused. But on the CEO bench, we strive to give you opportunity to be able to learn from those who are doing it well, those who have done it before, those who are doing it, those who are on the rise to the top, and those already on the top,